Hey, you there. Just wanted to let you know you are now listening to the AK Mindset Podcast. Welcome back, guys. Hope everybody's well. This is the AK Watch following the spring anime drop of Oshi No Ko. Hope you guys are excited for this one. Highly anticipated anime of the spring season that we were very excited to watch and discuss. I say we, but today you only have me. Unfortunately, Daniel was unable to make it to this episode recording. He does have prior engagements, but going on from this, we should have the duo app out here really discussing this show, and it's going to be really exciting. So let me get stuck into it. I know this show continues to not have a name, but like we said, please help us out in the comments and drop some ideas. But we'll just keep flowing. And Oshi No Ko, what can I say? An incredible first episode. Oh my days. An hour and 22 minutes long, I believe, of beautiful visuals, great characters, great introduction to characters, the industry, idols. Oh my days. What an episode. I've legit probably watched it 30 minutes ago, and I'm still kind of taken aback by like processing everything I saw during the episode. Definitely you can tell that the animators and the writers really were committed to really doing something great and really, putting out their best foot forward in regards to what this anime can do and will do, and what we should kind of continue to expect from this show. And I'm probably just gonna just jump straight into it. And kind of the first thing I kind of wanted to say is that two things really. Don't ever open the door to a stranger or without looking or identifying the individual on the other side. That is crazy. And secondly, do not chase anybody at night. There is no need for you to be chasing or running after any type of human being at night. Please don't. That's the two main points. Take it if you want to. That's my advice. That's life lessons from this anime, not the main things that we're going to cover, but it's definitely integral to living a long and prosperous life. Okay, so definitely note that down. In regards to the beginning of this episode, introduction to obviously the main characters, the main individuals we'll be following. Obviously, I as an idol. What a complex individual. I think the whole show has a lot of complex ideas and really a lot of depth to it in regards to like idol fanatic fans, the industry, and like the complex nature of being an idol and being perceived as perfect and striving for perfection and selling a sort of dream, a lie, a narrative to the public that they eat up and they feed and fuel with their love and admiration for you and their money and their engagement and everything that is kind of crazy about the industry in reality, in real life, is kind of showcased so like gracefully but vividly, and like the grime and the dirt of it is really showcased through this episode and early on, especially with being in a scenario where she has to retire or semi-retire from being an idol to have a kid, and the strange kind of scenario with her having a kid at that age. In regards to the fan aspect, it just cracks me up that the doctor, I do forget his name, that we're introduced to, is I only know them as babies. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I've been reading the manga, so I'm just gonna tell you the truth. The girl who's sick and the guy who's the doctor, that's their names from now on, because I only know Ruby and Aqua, and the rest, that's all I know. But the doctor, as I said, him being like the personification of a fan, even like a wholesome fan who even in their kind of proper job and responsibility, there is a part of them that kind of seeks something that is beyond beyond them, something that they can kind of put above everything, that kind of idol mentality when you kind of want to grasp and worship something. And that is very interesting, especially given his stature and him as a man, and how comfortable he is in parts being that and like showcasing that. I really loved just the introduction to all the characters and the funny moments. It's very comedic. It's crazy how comedic it is. Throughout the episode, I found myself just legit laughing. It's especially with Ai and her kind of stupidity and her nonchalant kind of nature, just the dumb stuff she'll do is crazy. I might be all over the place because obviously this is my first review by myself, and this is kind of off the dome, so bear with me as we make our way through this episode. So like you kind of see that Ai wants to be someone who makes other people happy. Like she has, and she's trying to also grasp or understand her place in this world and her place in like making people love her and being loved. And that's what you can tell that she continues to struggle with throughout this episode, the concept of love and how can it be true, or how do you know if it's true, how do you know if you're lying, if I say I love you, what is the value of that love. And it's kind of at such a young age, you can understand why she's trying to grasp at trying to understand that it's a complex thing. And I think she puts a lot of pressure on herself. She definitely didn't need to be in a place where she's fixated on making other people love her and adore her, and vice versa, for her to kind of understand it. I think she didn't give herself the space to kind of grow and develop. She's very young into the understanding of love's complexities, and that everything she's feeling is very valid. And her having the blessing or curse, depending on how you see it, of having been pregnant and going to have a child, really kind of focuses her energy in regards to the future and the hopes that maybe this is her opportunity to feel a love and build something that's beautiful, build a family, develop a connection that is beyond fan and idol, something that is real, really real. And I think you can tell that she kind of yearns for it. She kind of really wants that. It's something that is kind of part of her purpose in life, or what she's trying to find that she believes is purpose, which is definitely an interesting concept and definitely something that really engaged me throughout this episode. It definitely gives kind of a scope to, just showcase the complexities between how people view love and how your makeup or how you're brought up, and the complexities of your life, especially with someone like I, who her background is so complex, and there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of neglect, and that really showcased in why she kind of understands love as what it is. We're kind of gonna skip some parts because it's an hour episode, man. Like I can't talk for that long. Even though it might feel like I'm vibes, I definitely can't talk for anything over 30 minutes. And so we're gonna definitely skip some. So in regards to the first big kind of reveal or dramatic change of pace, when we had the doctor's death, obviously he didn't listen to my prior warning of do not ever, I repeat, do not ever go chasing anybody at night. There is no reason you should. I can't comprehend where your rationality was at. If you're walking alone in a forest, especially at night, mind your business, get to a safe place where there's people. Actually, just never walk alone at night, wherever the context. So we get the first real shock and the real kind of change of pace, like I said, and his death or his murder. and probably not even the first shock. Obviously, the initial shock would be the girl's death, the sick girls, but that's kind of expected since she was very sick and very poorly. So you kind of expected her to, not, especially with how she talked and how she engaged and the kind of character we've seen her to be in the first couple minutes, somebody who had no hope for the future, and that's something that kind of picks up in throughout the episode later on. So that death then leads to the isekai moment of being reborn as Ai's children. And then we have Aqua and Ruby. I'm not gonna lie to you, there's something troubling about little kids being able to just dilly-dally, walk around and engage in conversation so well, being so articulate. It's kind of scary. Like, I was at some points very uncomfortable, but saying that, it does bring a lot of comedic kind of moments, like especially in regards to reactions, because like seeing a kid have such maturity, obviously I'm just talking about Aqua here because Ruby has no such thing as, she does, maturity and Ruby don't go together. That's all I can say. But seeing someone like Aqua just react in such interesting ways to everything that's happening around him, especially with his mum, and having like a moral compass in regards to that, he knows he's a grown man, so there's certain things he doesn't feel comfortable doing. I can't talk for everybody, but I hear it. I hear why he doesn't, but you have to live your life. You're a baby. Just really take advantage of being a child again and that freedom and all the benefits that come with that. But obviously, I hear it because he's grown. It's kind of messed up. But like I said, certain other people are more than happy to comply to all manners of behavior, being Ruby, who brings that kind of opposite of Aqua, that chaotic energy, that fangirl, ride or die, over dramatic, otaku. Ruby's onto Aqua, but I don't know why, because everything Ruby says is actually about Aqua is her. It's her. She's actually gassing. She's actually a liar. She's she's very funny, but I think they kind of balance each other out, being of that different extremes in regards to their character. Aqua being the rational, calm, diligent, understanding, practical individual who kind of has a great perspective, and that's kind of the freaky thing of watching a kid show such maturity and intellect. Like it's kind of uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it. You just, if you feel the same, just let it be known in the comment section. But that's definitely how I was feeling. Whereas, as I said, Aqua, not Ruby, is the chaos energy personified to the 100th degree. Really out there, really vocal with what she wants. Do you know what's killing me? When she was on their social media platform, when Aqua first found out that she could also talk, and she was there responding to heinous tweets or messages from from fans against what's her name, and I was dying because she was passionate. The way she was typing with her little fingers, just you just it was scary. I just don't know how Aqua's gonna cope as a brother. Well, I kind of do because I've read, but that is a little sister that will bring a lot of stress to your life. And so from there, we kind of continue to see them kind of grow their antics as young kids, confronting certain situations in regards to seeing, like, having a perspective that they weren't able to access of idol life. So you see the confusion between Aqua and Ruby when they don't understand why idols don't earn as much, and they kind of learn the logistics behind how money splits between the bandmates, between production, between the company, and how little kind of reaches the idols who are on the front line, putting in the hard work. And that's kind of true of the reality of the industry, and like a lot of people who are working hard are not seeing the full benefit of it. And that also goes to show, obviously, the example of them not understanding why, especially early on when I was not getting a lot of jobs. They were very and highly confused about that situation, understanding that such a talented individual like her wasn't getting a lot of opportunities. Just shows, like it always explained, how competitive the industry is, and how there's a lot of people and there's a few number of roles and a mass of talent that are fighting for a few roles, which that's why the power ends up being in the wrong hands, ends up being with the people at the top who are able to pick and choose and then, control where the money is, because people will try to undercut each other in regards to the idols to get that job. They'll do anything that it takes to get that job. And this is kind of also where you see Ai's kind of development as a character, has responsibility, motherhood. Even though I will continue to say she's special. She's special in many ways. She shouldn't be a mother, if I'm allowed to say that. She shouldn't be. I don't think she has the required skill set to. But who does, to be honest? But she, oh my days. Even though she does get better, she's just so airy in the head, so chilled, so relaxed, so open, easily accessible. And sometimes she doesn't think through everything as much as you would wish you would. And obviously, you could account that to age. You could definitely say that. But I would just say age and experience, and not having a real, foundation in terms of family, a home, or people in her life that gave her, great advice or a great foundation to propel herself on such a big stage that she's on. Because as a parent, even though, like I said, she does develop, and you see, I think the key development with her is definitely responsibility. Her seeing that having 2 kids means that she's responsible, and she has to try her best to account for them, be a great mother, and put them in the best position for them to, be able to do whatever they need to do in life, and put them in the best schools and stuff like that. And that kind of shows a lot of kind of understanding and perspective that it's crazy how much development is one episode. I'm talking like this is 3 or 4 episodes, but in the space of legit 20 minutes, you've seen a lot. You've seen a lot of progression with her character, and right there, she's thinking about the future. And there was no point early on where she was beyond being an idol and selling well and growth. There was no sense of being well and having a holistic kind of approach to life, so that for the betterment of the future. And you can definitely see that with Ai. And Ai is an incredible character, and it's crazy that it took the anime to bring that more to life, because how diligent and how hardworking she is. Even though she has just great natural talent and beauty and ability, she is a grinder. She is I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna work hard. And she is even though I say she's airy in the head, she is a highly intelligent. She understands and she's able to comprehend what people want from her, and she'd be able to use that to her advantage and showcase, whether that's a certain smile that they like, or a certain move, or approach, a tone. She knows how to fully leverage her ability and everything that she is. It's very incredible. It's quite a lot of skill to be able to do that. And I was highly impressed by her, and it's something that kind of drew me to her. And it's crazy that a character that is written to be someone that draws people in is also that's in obviously their world, but also in the reality of me watching it as a viewer. I'm also experiencing the very thing that is being represented. I'm being drawn into her character, her energy, her love, her beauty, everything about her is very intoxicating, very incredible. She is a perfect idol in the understanding that perfection is a very flawed system, but in that she's perfect because she's able to lie and hide behind a lot of faces, not showing anything that's fully real, but also showing you a reflection of what you want to see, which is scary but incredible. I think one of the things I really want to touch on is Ruby. As she continues to grow within this episode, you can, especially towards the time period where they become toddlers, you see Ruby's kind of being heavily chained by her past life, and the fear of obviously her illness. Even in certain conversations where Aqua was like, you have plenty of life, or you could do that in the future. You can see how Ruby has never deeply thought about having any sort of future, and that is another kind of undertone of her character, and something that kind of makes her human beyond the eccentric nature of her. Is something that, you know, showcase so much, kind of something that's endearing, something that you want to root for. It makes her, it's like a really redeeming, I wouldn't want to say redeeming, but it's a quality that makes you want to support her, in contrast to when she's doing the most. It's a quality that I found was a great thing to kind of carry on in her second life, as a hurdle that she might have to continue to work on and like come against and fight against, in regards to Juno being confident in herself and having hope for the future and opportunities and dreams, you know, giving her the space that you can dream, you can think beyond today. And that is something that is definitely beautiful. I'm trying to think of other things that kind of spoke to me, or things that I kind of enjoyed within this episode. I think I's touching on her one, without trying to be super repetitive, I looking and wanting to be loved and want to experience love. That is something that continued to showcase, especially when we saw her initial interview for being an idol. She was trying to scare off our main guy, who was her manager, trying to scare off with her past, saying that I'm not cut out for this, I'm not made for this. And the opportunity for her to maybe be able to find love by lying so well that maybe she lies to herself and it eventually comes true. I'm trying to think of other things. This was an incredible long episode. I didn't really write a lot of notes. This was mostly, you know, just my initial thoughts and me just coming on here and talking. But I loved everything in this first episode. I think it's one of the best first episodes of this anime season, and in general one of the best episodes I've seen in, you know, a couple of years. Especially the ending, the conclusion to this first episode, or this prologue, as it showed at the end, of Ai's death. And it felt like she had, obviously it felt like it was a long period of time, because it was an hour and 30 minutes basically, but it felt like we had seen a beautiful rendition, or I want to say maybe summary, not even summary, just a beautiful display of somebody's raw life and experiences. And we shared her loves, her hopes, her dreams, her fears, her anxieties, and it was all encapsulated in her a mother's dying wish, a mother's dying plea of love for her kids. And everything in that moment, it was touching, it was sad. I didn't cry. You like to know I didn't cry. I affirmed it. But it was something that really drew a lot of emotions. And it was done so well and played so well. And it just shows how incredible she is, even in death. The way she was, you just know she was not a normal idol. The way she knew the person, like the crazed fan who stabbed her by name, and he wasn't shocked by that. How she said, "I still have your gift," and he was like in shock like that. And how transparent and continue to be transparent and revealing and open about her fears and herself in regards to how she felt in the moment, and how she was like, she wasn't even blaming it, but she's like, I am fake. That is me. You know what I mean? Everything you say is true. I do lie. But even now, I do want to love you. Even now, because that's the thing that she's fighting for. That's something that she really wants to feel so deeply. She wants to feel love, and she wants to love hard and love truly, and it to be know with her whole being that it's real. And just for that to be the moment she actually gets that, is at the end in her dying breath. Wow, trauma, actual trauma. A crazy way to end the first episode of Oshi No Ko. Definitely excited to see what they continue to do. It's definitely worth the watch. Everybody out there, you have to watch, especially from the viewing experience of this first episode. If they continue to put this type of effort, it's definitely going to be one of the biggest or bigger viewings of this spring anime season. And I'm so excited to be part of this next time. We will have Daniel here, and maybe we might get other people here, whoever wants to talk about this beautiful show. There's probably a lot of things I missed out. Please let me know how you felt in the comment section. Things that I missed out, things that you kind of engaged with, things that interest you throughout the episode, things you're kind of excited for. Because there's a lot of things I'm excited for. I'm excited to see the growth, see how, because Aqua is now a madman. Like, I have to add that they've turned Aqua into a madman. Like, Aqua is going to be on crud. You see his eyes at the end as a child. Though you made him a monster. For two kids to see their their mother die right in front of them, and the love they have for her, even in their past life. Like, wow, it's gonna be crazy. I really appreciate you guys listening to this. I was really nervous to do this solo episode. I got kind of comfortable just because of how good this show is and this episode is. It enabled me to just sit here and babble on very loosely and sometimes all over the place. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, Daniel will be here next week when we go through episode 2 of the show that continues to have no name. So give us a like, comment, show some love. Really appreciate all this continued support. We're going to be more consistent. Road to 100 subscribers. We need that. So I love it if you just drop us a subscription. And yeah, I guess that's it from me. See you next week. Hope you guys have a blessed week, and catch you in a bit. Peace.
Love you.